Are Delhi Police Commissioner Bassi's men guilty of inaction in a case that has alarmed and stunned even a cynical and hardened city like Delhi with the murder of Meenakshi? That's her in the top right-hand corner of your screen. This is cold-blooded daylight murder that has jolted the capital city. 19-year-old Meenakshi was stabbed to death 35 times in broad daylight after she had complained over months of a pair of men who were sexually harassing her. Would she have been alive had the Delhi police taken greater action against those she had complained about? The murder has acquired full-fledged political overtones now. The BJP has hemmed in the Aam Aadmi Party, and the Congress has joined in the fight as well, both against the ruling BJP, which governs the Delhi police. Both accusing the Delhi police of complete inaction, of ignoring the girl and her family's complaint, resulting in her being stabbed 35 times in broad daylight on Thursday. Arvind Kejriwal, the Chief Minister of Delhi, as you can see on the left-hand side of your screen, is in Anand, Parvat area of northeast Delhi where the murder took place. He has openly attacked the Modi government. It's a horrifying incident in the national capital. A 19-year-old girl was stabbed more than 30 times to death by two men for resisting sexual harassment over many months. The attack took place in the Anand Parbat area of northeast Delhi on Friday. The victim, a class 11 student, was sexually harassed by her neighbor Jai Prakash and his brother in a busy marketplace in broad daylight. When she resisted, Jai Prakash and his brother stabbed Meenakshi more than 30 times on the face, chest and stomach until she was unconscious. The victim's mother too was attacked when she tried to rescue the girl. The victim had earlier in 2013 reportedly filed a molestation case against the two men. The case has attracted political attention. Delhi's Home Minister Satyendra Jain has written to Police Commissioner Bassi asking him to submit a detailed report in 2 days. However, Delhi's Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal has pinned the blame directly on the Delhi police and Prime Minister Narendra Modi, whose BJP governs and administers the Delhi police. He made that attack on Twitter. So as we speak, Delhi's Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal is in Anand Parbat in northeast Delhi. Kejriwal has blamed the Modi government. The Delhi police, Kejriwal and his deputy Manish Sisodia have reached Anand Parbat. That's the very latest we're getting to you right now. He is there to meet the victim Meenakshi's family. This comes a day after Arvind Kejriwal explicitly tweeted placing the blame on the Modi government and the Delhi police. Remember, the story is that Meenakshi and her family had complained about the harassers at least 2 years ago. But apart from some action in the beginning, the men thought it fit to try sexually harassing Meenakshi one more time, and when she resisted, they murdered her by stabbing her 35 times. I want to get a quick ground report from India Today's Anand Banerjee, who's with us live from Anand Parbat area in the exact spot where Meenakshi was murdered just 3 days ago. Anando, it's all out political now. Arvind Kejriwal, the Chief Minister, is there to meet the family. What's happening right now?
You rightly said, Shiv, that at this point of time, the Chief Minister of Delhi, Arvind Kejriwal, as well as the Deputy Chief Minister of Delhi, Manish Sisodia, both are here to meet the parents, particularly the grieving mother, who also has been injured in the process. But unfortunately, the whole matter has turned political. Every time there's a gruesome crime. I mean, particularly a crime of this nature, where it's more. The girl was stabbed more than 30 times, rather 35 times to be precise. And, the violence was unspeakable.
Yes.
In the manner it has been done. And it all boils down to twists. It all boils down to accusations and counter-accusations. Whoever Delhi police falls under, whosoever is guilty for it, I mean, that's a matter to be decided later. But for the matter, the fact of the matter is that this is not the first time the culprits harass the girl. They harassed her before. The Delhi police didn't take action. why the real police didn't take action, why the culprits were not booked at this
We're
point
going to try and we're going to put those questions out there. We've got a special line of guests joining me on this special broadcast as that live situation plays out where Meenakshi was murdered in northeast Delhi. I want to just give our viewers a sense of how political this entire crime has actually become. It's not the first time a crime of this kind has happened in Delhi, but this one somehow has shocked people for the impunity, the fact that it happened in broad daylight and the fact that there was a complaint about these very people who've committed this murder. Here are some reactions that have already come in.
बहुत बुरा हाल करा है मेरी बच्ची के साथ। मेरे को कुछ नहीं चाहिए, मेरे को इंसाफ चाहिए और उसके घर में सील लगवा और ससी वाले को गिरफ्तार करो। वो लड़की के हाथ पकड़े हैं उसकी मां ने, जब चक्कू मारे हैं लड़कों ने, लड़की को बाल पकड़े यहाँ से और उसके लड़की के हाथ पकड़े हैं जब उस लड़कों ने चक्कू मारा है। मैं सर आपको क्या बताऊँ, ऐसी ऐसी जगह चक्कू मारे हैं लड़की के जब मारने की कोई हद ही नहीं है।
एकदम घायल, इतनी ऐसी हालत में आई थी कि उसको लड़की को उठा भी नहीं आता, उसका सारा शरीर ऐसी ऐसी जगह से काट दिया था कि बस पूछो मत। जब मैंने उसको गोदी में उठाया, वो मेरे को और मेरी दीदी बेटी की लड़की है, उसके बाद मेरी खुशबू दीदी बुआ मेरे को बचाओ बचाओ, तो मैंने उसको उठाया तो वो मेरी शक्ल देखने के साथ ही ऐसी की ऐसी बेहोश हो गई है।
वो लड़की आगे सर की, पीछे से गया, उसने चाकू निकाला, उसकी कमर पे, बैक पे, सारी जगह उसके लेग पे भी मारे चाकू।
तो उस लड़के ने पीछे से उस लड़की के बाल पकड़े उसको नीचे फेंक के मारा, नीचे फेंक के मार के ना उसकी लड़की की माँ ने उसके हाथ पकड़े हैं और लड़के ने उसको यहाँ चाकू मारा और यहाँ चाकू मारा है। उस लड़की ने अपने आप को कैसे भी बचा के वो किसी के घर में घुसी है। जब वो उनके घर में घुसी ना, उस लड़की को उसने बाल पकड़ के नीचे फिर घसीटा है।
पुलिस को 2 साल पहले 2013 में अक्टूबर के महीने में जो विक्टिम की फैमिली है उन लोगों ने कंप्लेन की थी। पुलिस की कंप्लेन पे कोई अगर गंभीर कार्रवाई हो गई होती, उन दोनों शोधों को पकड़कर अगर जेल में डाल दिया गया होता, अगर उनको सख्त से सख्त सजा मिल गई होती, तो शायद आज वो लड़की हमारे बीच जिंदा होती। जब पुलिस के ही लोग एमएमएस बनाकर ब्लैकमेल करना शुरू कर देंगे, बंदूक की नोक पर बलात्कार करना शुरू कर देंगे और सेक्सुअल हैरेसमेंट के केसेस में कंप्लेंट पर सख्त कार्रवाई करने से इनकार कर देंगे, मना कर देंगे, तो इस देश की महिलाएं, दिल्ली की महिलाएं अपनी सुरक्षा के लिए, अपने आत्मसम्मान की सुरक्षा के लिए, अपनी इज्जत की सुरक्षा के लिए किसकी तरफ गुहार लगाएं? ये एक बड़ा गंभीर प्रश्न हमारे और आपके सामने है।
आज हमने दिल्ली में देखा। हम तो अपील करेंगे कि सिर्फ महिलाओं को उस टेलीविजन चैनलों पर और व्यक्तित्व से मदद करने की बात न करें। कार्रवाई तत्काल होनी चाहिए और इन सारी घटनाओं की मैं बहुत बहुत निंदा करता हूं।
And as we continue to bring you that live developing situation where Arvind Kejriwal is meeting with the family of Meenakshi, he's also announced the routine compensation, that politicians and the government usually do, when there's a great deal of scrutiny on cases of this kind. I'm joined live now by Karuna Nandi, advocate with the Supreme Court. She's also written extensively on India's laws, especially the laws against rape, the laws against stalking. We also have with us Richa Mishra. She's a national spokesperson for the Aam Aadmi Party. It's her party chief and Chief Minister of Delhi who is currently in Anand, Parvat, meeting with the family of Meenakshi. But before we get to the political aspect of all of this, I want to ask you, Karuna Nandi, what is this really about? The one thing we can always expect immediately in a story like this are the political reactions, the face-offs, the blame games between the politicians that you're seeing play out so explicitly at this point of time. But Ms. Nandi, what really is this story to you? A failure of the Delhi police, a failure of existing laws? What goes through your mind when you see what's playing out as far as this story is concerned?
There are 3 major failures, Shiv. The first failure is the fact that the woman made a complaint and the police failed to act on it. This is the most obvious failure, right? But why is it that this very incredibly brutal backlash happened? Because why did the molestation happen in the first place? The underlying thing is that the woman does not have the right to say no. Woman raises her voice, goes to the police, and then there is a comprehensive shutdown of her life here, right? We had another case in Ghaziabad where a rape complaint was made and then the girl was raped again. There was another case last week, I think it wasn't in Delhi, but where a girl made a rape complaint, police uses her as bait and she gets raped again. So now the thing is that in the absence, their witness protection program guidelines were sought by the Delhi High Court in 2013, and in 2013 they were submitted. All over the country we do not have witness protection programs. So what do we have? Basically only in a case where a witness is either can provide themselves protection or there isn't that kind of backlash from the accused, can any law and order have even a hope in hell, right? If you look at also the Vyapam cases, which is exactly the same issue, you know, the underlying issue is the same, right?
Right.
One of the underlying issues is the same. And I just think that here there is no real option now, either for the Delhi police and the Delhi government to work together, that is the union government and the Delhi government to work together, or for the police to be handed over, the control over the
That is the scariest thing that you've said. There is no option, Karuna. I just want to, sorry for interrupting, but I just want to pick up on that particular point, because it is on that point that you're seeing the, you know, the political hostility actually play out now. Richa Mishra of the Aam Aadmi Party is with us. Richa, you know, one thing we've always expected is for politicians to jump into such issues. But this is a much more serious issue. It's not just about a tutu-meh-meh between the BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party. This is about a woman who's been stabbed in broad daylight. And like Karuna Nandi just said, it's a failure at a shocking number of levels.
You're right, Shiv. It's just not about politics. It's much more than that. And you know, currently in India, the situation of women is deteriorating day by day. We have had very prominent stalking cases in 2011, Radhika Tomar, Delhi University case, it was highlighted very much. Then in 1996, Priyadarshini Mattu case came into scene. Delhi police was not able to handle. So Delhi police is following the same pattern of governance. And when I'm coming back to Modi Sarkar, Modi government, that before elections they said that they will streamline everything. Bahut hua nari ke parvar, ab ki baar Modi Sarkar. I want to know what they have done. They have not been able to do on the governance and the administrative bit. They have not, you know, changed Delhi police on any level, be it on governance level, be it on counselling level, be it on monitoring level, no level.
This is, I want to quote from the letter in my hand. I've got the letter of Satyendra Jain, who's the Aam Aadmi Party's Delhi health minister, who's written a letter to the police commissioner of Delhi, where he's basically said the inaction of the police to provide security to the deceased girl has in a way abetted the crime by inaction. Shazia Ilmi of the BJP is also with us. Shazia, you know, this has become a direct fight now with the Congress and, you know, Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party not really teaming up, but focusing their attack directly, not just at the BJP, but at Prime Minister Modi, as Richa Mishra just said. You know, all those promises of making sure the laws, making sure all those changes ever since the Nirbhaya attack, you know, would actually mean something for women's security.
True. Yes, Shiv, but I will not really fall in that same trap. And much as I'd like to say and repeat and reiterate and not run away from the fact that Delhi police should not have ignored the warning and should have been taken very seriously, and this is something that's done very often, but I will not allow this to become just a political matter, because it's precisely because of this attitude, you know, parties blaming each other, that nothing really happens. I think it's to do with our society and socialization. We are looking at we don't look at any preventive measures. And across the board, in all the states, we face the same kind of an issue. So yes, you can blame Modi government. I can also sit down and say that, you know, we had posters when I was in Aam Aadmi Party that, you know, there were rapes in Delhi during Sheila Dikshit's time. In our time, there will be no rapes when I was in AAP. So I can blame AAP and say, you know, the rapes are continuing. And they will say, but the Delhi police is under BJP. So the fact of the matter is, it's a systematic failure. It's a failure of us as a people, and unless and until we don't look at something preventive, something that it involves us as people, our socialization. What are we doing in schools and colleges? How safe are our public spaces? In private spaces in our homes, how do we view women? So I think this needs, you know, we can just make it a tu meme fight, Congress, BJP, AAP, and it'll become a very...
But it already has become one.
But if you're serious about women, if you really care, we really care, we all should get together and hang our heads in shame, be it BJP, AAP or Congress or AIDMK, DMK, BSP, and say we have failed the women of this country. All of us have. Because a woman gets stabbed, I mean, it's so brutal. Think about it. She's complaining, she's helpless. I mean, the children in Bangalore, I was reading about the other day, little girls who are getting raped. Something is wrong and terribly wrong.
Karuna Nandi,
and,
hanging heads in shame,
too, but
this
not like
being a
so
tutu
I think on a war footing,
is
socialization and changes in... Yes, it should not be relegated to that, is
absolutely.
what I'm saying.
Okay,
and I will not participate in a very serious matter.
No, but what is this really about in that case, Karuna Nandi? At the end of the day, you can take the politics of it for granted. You can always expect that, the tutu meme that Shazia says she doesn't want to be part of will actually finally play out. But is that going to serve a purpose? I mean, at the end of the day, you've never seen the Delhi government and the Delhi police in a more hostile kind of eyeball-to-eyeball situation, at any way. So, does that mean that things are only actually going to get worse? In this particular case, Karuna Nandi, in front of us, the complaint was first filed in 2013. This girl gets murdered in 2015 because of lack of action, number of cases. Obviously, this means that if you've got the Delhi Chief Minister and the Delhi Police Commissioner, with their daggers drawn for each other's throats, what hope do women have in the city? Or anybody for that matter?
Shiv, this city is the most privileged in the country
yes.
in terms of media focus, in terms of there's a lot of money sloshing about in the government, and the Aam Aadmi Party itself says so, the Delhi government itself says so. Thirdly, there's a real opportunity here because this is one of the few situations where the Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP both have an equal responsibility, right? Now we have a witness protection that was already programmed, that was already framed in 2013. The Aam Aadmi Party needs to commit within a particular timeline, maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks, to pass it. And the LG needs to work with them for that. The second thing is that they need to sort out how the Delhi police and the Delhi government, the Law Ministry and the Home Ministry are going to work together.
Is that going to, okay.
This situation for citizens is unacceptable.
Let's put that question to Richa Mishra. Richa, there is no note of conciliation, of trying to sit together. I know that Shazia Ilmi, is sounding sensible at this point of time, saying, no tutu meme, we should hang our heads in shame and put our heads together and try and work something out for the betterment of women. And I respect Shazia Ilmi for saying that. But there are BJP leaders, all of us know there are BJP leaders who are saying something entirely different, trying to put the ball in the Aam Aadmi Party's court. But taking from what Shazia Ilmi has said, what Karuna Nandi has said, Richa, is it possible for the Aam Aadmi Party not to, give in to the impulse of politicizing the situation, which the Chief Minister has already done by attacking Prime Minister Modi directly, and perhaps inviting and trying to normalize the relations between the Delhi government and the Delhi police and the central government for the betterment of Delhi? Because what has happened to Meenakshi is perhaps a symptom of that hostility.
Shiv, I think you must agree to this fact that Aam Aadmi Party, Arvind Kejriwal, myself and my fellow colleagues are not here to be friends with people who are not doing their job properly. If somebody is not doing their job properly, we will raise our voice, we will send tweets, we will talk to them in one way or the another. And we have done this in past and we are doing it right now also. If this tweet of Arvind ji had not appeared in the morning, BJP or Congress would have not even flinched a muscle.
The Congress even held a press conference about it today.
That's right. So it is only it is a repercussion of the tweet. Our duty is towards the masses. If they are not, if Delhi police is lethargic in doing their work properly, if their governance is shattered, then it is our duty to raise our voice. If they don't like it, they may not like it.
It appears that the Aam Aadmi Party's leadership, for the moment, Shazia, while visiting the family, while, spending time with them, announcing compensation, is uniformly using this as an opportunity to attack the government, talking about how Delhi is completely lawless. They're using it as a platform to attack you politically.
No, well, political parties would be political parties, and I guess that's why they're in politics and we all are. But I think going beyond that, yes, and this has been happening in UPA time, in BJP time, and the cases against Aam Aadmi Party leaders and MLAs also of wife beating and domestic violence. So I feel that in matters like these, they are far too sacred and too important. They define who we are as a people.
Okay.
I really feel these opportunities should not be used. I really feel just for the sake of the women of this country, to prevent any kind of violence, one must get together, swallow one's pride. It can't be us and them. You can't presume that we are the holy paragons and others are all evil.
Okay.
Delhi police must be doing something right also, and is wrong in this case. I'm not condoning that, and of course they're wrong because they ignored a very important warning. You know, this girl could have been alive, so nobody's disputing that.
Well,
but I think every like Nirbhaya rape case, and I'm sorry that when I was in Aam Aadmi Party, I was guilty of the same, and we had posters like, oh, because Sheila Dikshit is there, Nirbhaya got raped. The fact is, women are getting raped in every city, every state, and what do? We come on channels and we make it about BJP and Modi Sarkar and Rahul Gandhi and Arvind Kejriwal. But there's something bigger than all of us. So I think there is something
the Delhi Chief Minister.
Yes.
The question is, can the Delhi government, the Delhi police, the Aam Aadmi Party government actually work together to, make sure failures of the kind that Karunanandi just described don't happen anymore? We've come too long away. We've made too many laws for failures of this kind to happen. There's a kind of visceral horror to what happened to 19-year-old Meenakshi on Friday in Delhi that has shocked people everywhere. The question is the politics, the tu-tu-me-me that happens, the media spotlight on issues like this, a good or a bad thing? The fact now is Arvind Kejriwal, the Delhi Chief Minister, has said he is going to summon the Delhi Police Commissioner. Is that going to be a constructive meeting, or is it one to score brownie points, politically speaking? Karunanandi, Richa Mishra, Shazia Ilmi, appreciate you ladies joining us this evening on this particular discussion. It continues to be our top story at 7 p.m. as well, when we will have more guests to discuss this and take this forward. Thank you very much for joining us.